Hi there, this is Gina with Gina's Crafting Spot, and today I'm doing a scrapbook video on the Muppet show that we saw, and I am using the Lucky Charm um, American Crafts Dear Lizzie 12 by 12 stack, and I am going to use the blue in that flowery background. Here I'm just trimming out my photos. Like I said, it's from the Muppet show at, I think it was Hollywood Studios. Used to be MGM. So I'm just trimming them down. And if I take a while, it's because I'm watching TV while I'm scrapbooking, which I really shouldn't do because I'm not good at this yet. So, you know, I like using layers and that kind of stuff, and I get distracted easily with the TV. But that's when I get to watch my program. I'm actually watching Bones. So, just in case you were wondering. So with those photos, I'm going to mount them on that blue polka dotty paper. Really pretty. I think it's blue and pink. No. Blue and purple, like a bluey purple and blue polka dot. Just trying to find the placement, and I decided to get rid of that one photo. It was of where the show was, the building, but it was very blurry, so I figured, why am I going to keep it if it's so blurry? And here I'm just using my ATG gun to attach them, but first I wanted to mount them on some pink cardstock because it was just blending in too much. The pictures were a little too dark. So I decided to find some pinks from my stash. Not from my stash, from my scraps actually. And that's how I put them, just in the big, the giant baggies. And I have recently added the like pattern paper and solids together. Just would be easier for me to find them when I wanted to pull them out. And I don't have too many. See, I try to use what I have because I hate having big old piles of scraps. Oh, and I guess I had to use a full sheet. That's just 8.5 by 11. As you saw. So I'm just mounting them on this pink, and then the three photos are going to go onto that blue eventually. And here I'm using my ATG. There's really not much to say right now, right? Just trying to position. And it's already 4 times the speed, so I didn't think I could go much faster, but we'll see how long it gets. So these were from a few years ago. My daughter is tiny now; she's 8, and that was just one of the pages from that same cardstock stack. That, I guess they're cut aparts. They're, what do you want to call them? Just like strips, border strips, I guess. So I just cut them out. I'm using one on top, one on the bottom. Now I'm using my scallop border punch, just Fiskars is a brand, just with some yellow cardstock, so it won't look so plain. And I'm going to add that on the top and the bottom of the little photo block. And there, my bones had finished and I had to start another episode. then I think I'm going to ink, yep, I'm going to ink the edges of those borders because that background paper with the flowers looks a little distressed, so I had to distress the other parts of it as well. I'm just trying to decide what color, and I ultimately decide on like just a brown from Stampin' Up. I'm just inking all the edges of the background paper as well. Going so fast, isn't that awesome? Yeah, like I said, I'm sure if I didn't watch TV, my scrapbooking would go much, much quicker. I know it does whenever I go to the crops. I go away for the weekends and stuff, and I get a ton done, but that's because there's just people talking. I'm not distracted by TV. So I'm just trying to figure out how I want it to, what border strips I want to put where. I decide on one on the top and one on the bottom of that green with the yellow and pink. And I'm going to attach my piece to the scallop punched edge. And of course I get stuck on the paper. That's going to get covered, so it doesn't matter. I was trying to get that on straight. I'm just going to trim off the extra. And I'm not the kind of person who will just put everything down. I just have to, put it down without sticking it and look at it first. I just love to stick things down, so I didn't even wait. So these are parts, the cut aparts again from a couple of the sheets in that paper pack. Like I said, just one day I just cut them all out ahead of time. Mindless, just sit there and shop it. So I decided on that. This is so awesome with an arrow pointing to the right, and that's where it's actually going to stay, down there below those photos. These are just some other sticker packs that I was trying to, I find it very hard to coordinate stuff in my stash rather. I just don't know what goes with what, and then if I put everything together, then I'm not going to know where it came from. So then I can't tell you, oh, this is from this or that. Well, hopefully I'll get better. My eye will get better, I hope. So I just cut that piece of cardstock into just cut like a banner on the bottom. It's not going to stay there. I'm actually going to move it to the top. I'm just telling you, this kind of scrapbooking just, I don't know. I'm just not used to it. I'm used to just slapping the pictures on, and I don't know. I guess I'll get the hang of it. Watching everybody's videos, I think, oh yeah, I could do it, and then it's not quite so easy when you try to do it with your own stuff. And those are just like, they're called Snapshot, as if I wrote it down. Not really, it's like, they're just like Snapshot little packs, Project Life packs, and I got a few of them. I'm just trying to see if any of them go with the layout. And that little yellow strip piece, whatever, I'm going to end up using. But I'm not even going to end up using those arrows or that one with the balloon. That I am using like a gray wood grain. I thought that was really pretty, so I just cut a circle out of it. I end up, well, there I'm just inking the edges of that to put in that little space right there, and then I inked it all up, and I think I'm cutting that in half. And I'll put half there. Not quite sure when, but a half there and then half on the top for my other little cluster on the left hand side, upper left. Nope, it's not going to stay there. But I put a little star there on the bottom right next to the fountain picture. And that was that same one of the, I think one of those Project Life sheets maybe. I just cut it. So I just attached that. So I made it into a smaller pennant or banner or whatever you call it, and it is going to stay up there. And I love that typewriter. I think it's so pretty. I love typewriters. I want a typewriter. My husband told me to go to the Goodwills and stuff and see if I find it, so I don't spend $100 on it if I'm just going to use it occasionally for scrapbooking. I guess he's right, but I don't feel like going all over. Maybe I'll find a good deal somewhere. So I'm going to attach that, and I put some foam adhesive under there just so the little typewriter could stand up a little bit, and the same with that heart. I wanted to give it a little dimension. And that I'm actually not going to leave there, which I guess is why people put it down before they adhere it, just to see if it looks good or not. But I end up seeing those, and I don't know where they are. I don't know if they're close to my heart or just recollections, but they're chipboard die cuts that are embossed. So I'm just going to take some ink and kind of color it a little bit. I don't have many colors of distress ink, but I decided to use this scattered straw. I go over it a couple times because then when it dries a little bit, the chipboard sucks in all the color. Here I'm just going to cut a piece of that kind of turquoise ombre effect paper so I could do my journaling on it. And I don't know if you guys have seen this Muppet show. It's been around forever, but it is so fun. It has 3D effects, and then it has some 4D too, where it kind of, well, you know what 4D is, right? So at the end, it's a cool ending to the show. My daughter loved it. But if I tell you, then it won't be a surprise if you actually go. So, yeah, see, I had to take it off. Luckily, it didn't damage my photo. I just have to scrape it off a little bit. So here I'm looking for some letters. Those were too tiny. Those from Studio 112. So I decided on these American Craft Thickers. They're wood grain. I think it's called Patchwork. So I'm just going to spell out the Muppet show. And then I'm going to attach that, and then my video is going to stop because I ran out of battery life. So I just put that on the wax paper, which so many of you do. Makes it handy and easy to figure out placement. And then the journaling I think I do later, and all I put is this is one of the best shows. We love the Muppets. It was a 3D show. There's also a fun surprise at the end. So that's all I did in that bottom left hand corner. And then I added there's the picture, I added the flower and some enamel dots. And that'll do it. So thank you so much for watching, and I will see you next time. Bye.